Mark Ross, and this is Feel Closer. there we go. That is Mark Ross and Feel Closer. Very, very different to Mark's European hard trance, more harder edged tracks that I'm used to hearing. But again, as I'm sure a lot of the regulars on here know, that Mark does many different genres, and this is the more uplifting side of trance, and I loved it. This is definitely something that I would play in my trance sets. So well put together. The arrangement's perfect. Love the vocal. It's interesting as well because, for example, someone like Guy, for example, when one of the things that Guy struggled with, especially in the early days, was he wanted to make trance, but he wasn't good enough at making trance. So he made trance he made hard house that was trancey, and then that's how he came to having his style of, of the European hard trancey kind of style of music, because he found that was easier for him to do in the first instance than the trance he was making. Trance is really difficult to get right. It really, really, really is. It's lots of layers, lots of thinking about your automation, and very intricate detailing of how things sound, and then of course the music theory aspect that comes into it. It's definitely something that is and will take a lot more time. So to see Mark going from doing the hard trance stuff and evolving now into uplifting trance kind of makes a lot of sense, and it's good to see because it shows that he's not just sitting there on his laurels thinking, I can make hard trance now. It's getting signed to the right labels. Cool. And coasting along. The beauty of being a producer, being an artist, is the constant ability and sometimes need to improve oneself. And by trying out different genres, harder genres, it can be very scary, deflating if you didn't get it right, but you're used to getting it right in another genre of music. And I am really impressed by this being the first uplifting trance track that I've heard of Mark, and it being that good. So yeah, well done, Mark. Keep them coming. I can't believe just like how many tracks Mark does. And, he works a lot as well. He works really, really hard. And he always checks in here when he can, when he's able to. And then he's just able to like knock out tracks like that. Like, wow. So yeah, if you guys can go and give him a follow, please. Do you know what the crazy thing is? And I hope that Mark doesn't mind me saying this. A few months ago, Mark sent me an email and he said that he didn't want me to play any more of his music and he was going to give it up. He was having a bit of a crisis of confidence. And I think that many of the best producers and many of us who are really passionate about what we do have moments like that. And I didn't take it seriously, what he was saying, but I told him that I would respect his wishes and I wouldn't play anything else of his on the show. Kind of knowing in the back of my head that this wouldn't be forever. And then he came back with something else. And he was fine again. But sometimes, if you're going through those kinds of crisis of confidence and you're feeling like you want to give up, don't give up, because if you give up, then you'll never know what's on the other side of that. It's natural to have that feeling, but push through it. Push through it. The more resistance as well that you feel to doing something, especially something creative, because you're scared of it, the more potential there is for greatness on the other side of that. So it's really important to check in with yourself and how you're feeling about stuff. And if you're feeling scared, if you're feeling hesitant, but you really want to do it, then you will find a way to push through that eventually. Because the alternative is to live feeling regretful that you never tried. And that's worse. That's worse than being laughed at. That's worse than getting it wrong. Yeah, I think it's maybe not necessarily a new direction, but another direction. Was that a band? One Direction, though. No, another direction. Wrong Direction. Not One Direction. It should have been called Wrong Direction. It's another direction, isn't it? And a change is as good as a rest, as we say. Sometimes that can be helpful as well, to try something different, make a different genre of music. Go and listen to some jazz. Go and listen to some rock. Go and listen to something that you wouldn't normally listen to. That's always helpful. But yeah, there we go. That is the end of another demo drop. I appreciate you. And